Welcome back to Blue Collar Speed and Repair, also known as Amateur Hour with Brian. If you haven't watched the last video on our 59 Apache, go check it out. It runs, kind of. It moves, kind of. We've got all the big parts kind of mocked into place: fuel system, cooling system, steering, suspension, drivetrain, all that stuff. So I want to start fixing some rust. We got a few issues we need to take care of. I'm not a sheet metal guy. I hate sheet metal. I'm not very good at it. I'm not patient enough for it, but let's see if we can figure this out. All right, exterior of the pickup, I'm not too worried about. It did take 67 years to look like it does. We do plan on clear coating it, stuff like that, but I want the interior to be, I want the interior to be at least somewhat nicer and more comfortable. I thought seriously about, I'm not gonna be able to open this door. Can you let this down?
Oh, yes.
Poor planning on my part. That's better. So I thought seriously about getting stop signs and license plates and whatever to just cover up what's here, but like I said, I kind of want it to be a little nicer, a little more comfortable. Obviously we've got quite a bit of rust in the floor, and we got to have something to attach some kind of a transmission tunnel to. So we went over to, where are those at? Unprepared. We went over to Auto Metal Direct. They're fairly local to us. They're about a little less than an hour drive, so I didn't have to pay shipping and all that stuff. They have floor pans. So we're going to try to install these. We are going to have to do a little bit of work because like that hole there is for the brake master cylinder that would be under the floor, frame mounted factory. We don't have that anymore, so we might as well fill that hole. I'm not sure what we're doing with the steering hole and all that stuff yet, but take that. Take this. Unprepared. So I was kind of mocking this thing up already once. And I think, I'm not sure how this works, to be honest. This lip is not as deep as this lip is. I don't know how well that shows up. Get a better light here. So this lip is not as deep as the factory lip. So I'm not sure how that works out exactly, as well as it lines up to this bulge in the floor with the seat mounts. And I think you're supposed to cut that part and just overlap it and spot weld it. At least that's the way I think I'm gonna do it. I don't know what to do about that lip exactly, unless we cut it inside maybe and just lay it in there and tack it in. I'm not 100% sure. I guess I never really thought about it. So I think we're gonna start with, first things first, I think we'll get the seat out of the way, probably get these doors out of our way, and kind of see if we can get a better picture maybe.
I hope the doors don't fall apart in our hands.
They might, they're rough. As a reminder, these doors are very, very, very bad.
As a reminder, you can see all the way through.
Yeah. This didn't have wing windows in it when we got it. They were laying in here somewhere. I think they're under the seat now, but they were completely rotted out. And then this thing's sat in a field for who knows how long without wing windows in it. So these doors are really, really, really rough. Side note, we have a set of doors. And my initial plan was to go around and cut this entire edge off the new door and these old doors and just reskin them. A lot of work, and I'm afraid of messing it up, to be honest. So I think what we're gonna try to do is mount the new doors, not in this video, but We're gonna try to mount the doors and attempt to patina match those doors to this vehicle. I figure it's worth trying. If it doesn't look right, we can always go back to cutting it. So if you have any tips and tricks on patina matching paint, comment below, because I don't know what I'm doing.
Do we know what we're doing with anything?
No,
Okay.
no, just a dummy with a toolbox.
All right.
All right, let's get these doors off, seat out, start there. I'm pretty sure under the seat's still got a bunch of junk.
I'm pretty sure there's rats living in the seat at some
That's
point.
fine. All right, as far as these doors, it's just 4 bolts. We did get hinges as well. Really, I should probably be holding the door, you think?
That should be okay. There's not much else.
We're just gonna take the 4 bolts out of the body. Hopefully they come out.
Maybe.
We might need more oomph than that. Try again. It's not really a good way to get behind here. Right, well, I guess I'm one. That one not so much. That one's easy enough. That one's spinning around in a circle. Okay.
At least that one you get in behind, so
Alright, let me try spraying this and let it soak for a minute if I can. Where did my door go? Okay. No, this apparently has a nut on the back. Neat. Which means that one probably does too. And it's got a 3rd bolt hiding in there. Just open even farther.
that's all she's got.
Okay. I don't know. Pretty sure this has a nut also, but I can't get my hand to it, so there's that. No, that one should do all that. That's fine. All right. All right, done messing around already. Fit in there.
Before you do that, why don't you get a jack and put it under this corner or this edge just in case? I don't want to drop it and damage the skin in case we decide to use it. Okay.
You got the handle? Definitely not the way I plan on starting this project. The uppermost bolt had a nut behind it. The rest of these, and I'm assuming the upper one did too, but have like a weld-in nut. That one probably broke off at some point. That one's broken off, but I can't get my hand in there right now to mess with it. And like I said, since we got new hinges, just cut them off. We'll deal with that later. Probably gonna have to do the same thing on the driver's side. Let's get that knocked out, get the seat out of here, then we can figure out these floorboards. Doors are off. I didn't even bother with the bolts on the driver's side for now. Didn't feel like messing with it. Just hacked them off. I figured it's probably gonna be more of the same. Trying to see if the seat's gonna come out. Hopefully it doesn't give us that much trouble, because I can't get to the back side of those and it's gonna be hard to cut out. Be good to me. This doesn't fit. Let's try this one. First one worked. That one worked. I don't know about the back because this seat doesn't slide. Where's that light? Yeah. That doesn't look like a good time. Yeah, but it doesn't do anything. Alright. We still have a nice seat socket somewhere, right? Take the bolt out of the side. Let's take the back off. Alright. There may not be a bolt on the inside. Alright, let's try to get these outer ones. So the front had 2 bolts on each side. I think the rear only has 1 each on the outer side. Normally you would slide the seat forward, be able to get to those easily, but the seat don't move. It's all rusted up. So I'm gonna try to get them out with a wrench real quick. Hopefully, I don't know. This is what happens when you work on rusty junk.
Coming out easily?
I think it's trying to round off. We're not off to a good start on this project. How the heck do I get that out? Alright, see if you can break that side loose. We'll go from there. Let's go a little bit up on each side. This side's moving back.
This side doesn't seem to be moving at all.
Turns out there's a bolt on the inside, so we're trying to force the seat forward.
That's all I'm using it for.
You see that light? So this bolt's trying to round off. This light's way too bright for this one. That bolt's trying to round off. There is a bolt on the inside. I gotta clean that up. The bolt on the outside on that side came out, but we can't get it forward far enough, so it's just trying to get that side broke loose. All to just get the damn seat out. We're gonna keep fighting with this. We'll get it. It's gonna take a little bit of hassle. All right, well, that was a fight. Did end up having to drill this bolt head off, but it is what it is. Spent a few minutes cleaning this stuff up. Then maybe we can finally put some new metal in it. I don't know. So we got all this cleared out, cleaned up a little bit. Been sitting around kind of brainstorming, trying to figure out what the heck to do exactly. And we didn't really figure anything out. Yeah, that helps. So if you look into this corner here, I believe this pan is supposed to sit down over this edge. But if you were to do that, you'd have to get into this like door frame. As well as back here, I think this is designed to lay over this piece and then get welded in, but then it would lift higher. So I don't know if you're supposed to cut, but then you got this bracing underneath, which means it should be spot welded all along this edge. So I'm not exactly sure what to do. As well as, like up in here again, I believe this piece is designed to go up under this. But if you look, there's a seam right here. So I think what I might try to do is cut this edge off, lay this thing in where it fits, and maybe cut behind this brace or ahead of this brace through both pieces and through both pieces up there and see where we're at. I think we need to start with cutting the middle of it out though. Getting ahead of myself. There's a brace that runs across here. I think we need to cut this section out. See if we can cut the spot welds out of this, spot welds out of that. I don't know. That's frame rail, so we don't want to cut into that. Gotta be careful with that. But there's a brace that runs right across here where the cab mount goes. I don't know. This is not my forte.
And then we still got to make sure to line up that cab mount hole.
Right. So I think we're going to put either kick the rack leg over or put a floor jack under this corner of the cab just to kind of brace everything. I think we need to start, like I said, with cutting this, at least a section out here so we can get to this brace. So we can clean that up because that's going to have to obviously be attached to the bottom of this. I got nothing. I don't know.
So on the floor, do we go ahead on the floor and behind on the panel replacement so you can still spot weld it? So they overlap?
Well, I think they have to be seamed. Otherwise, this will sit higher than the actual floor. I also don't understand how it's turned around, but like this lip is quite a bit shorter on the new panel. I don't know. It also says made in Taiwan. It's from AutoMail Direct, which everything I read says their stuff fits really good. But this, again, is not what I do on a day-to-day basis. So I don't really know. We are going to try our best, which is what we do. See what happens.
Like maybe after we cut like center out, we test fit again.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So the other issue, like if you look at where that cab mount bolt goes, and then how it is here, it's completely different. So I don't know how that's supposed to work out.
Yeah. This one's almost like a cup that goes in it.
So is this supposed to be laid over the top? I don't know. I wouldn't think so.
It says replacement.
Yeah. All right, let's start doing some cutting here. We're gonna cut, I don't know, a couple inches ahead. Maybe we leave this lip and we just cut ½ inch in. I don't know. We do have new steps to replace also. I don't know if we're getting to that in this video or not. I don't have a lot of time because, you know, I gotta work for a living. So, I don't know. Let's just start cutting and make mistakes and figure it out from there.
I'll watch you.
Shocker. All right, let me get some tools. Now what? You know when my last tetanus shot was?
It's been a while.
Okay. Now how do we get the metal off the brace? Go back there. I guess we should probably wire wheel and see if we can find spot welds. Potentially. Hey, look at you. You didn't have to grab pliers, did you?
No, but I can do that. Is this one good, or you want the more aggressive one?
Let's start with that. See how it does.
I also have a grinder wheel. So I also have a grinding wheel.
I'm pretty sure this was 2 layers. I believe the toe board came down over the brace and then this back piece laid over the top of it. Alright, I see some spot welds. Can you bring that over here?
Bring.
All right, I believe toe board came down, rolled over the edge of the brace. The brace is right under here. And then the rest of the floor laid over the top. I wire wheeled down a little bit. I'm going to try to grind this top section off. I'm assuming that the spot welds for the lower piece don't match up. So I'm going to do this one layer at a time, see about getting this top strip off. And then, you know, work our way down to the brace. Yeah, let's just go for it.
Grab a scraper or screwdriver or something. Ooh. Okay. Probably don't want the sparks going there. Let go. What the heck? Got it. All right. Now what?
Drain the rest of the spot welds off and put a new floor in?
Oh, it's just that easy, huh?
Sounds like it. I mean, for me it is.
Mm-hmm. You want to go grab that thing of body hammers I don't know how to use?
Sure.
All right, well, that's the bulk of it out. So now we need to figure out where this brace lines up on there. Which I guess you can go pretty much straight across from the body mount, right?
I would think it goes where the
Right down that, I would think.
right where all the impressions are missing.
So I think we're gonna punch a few holes in there. Doesn't have to be a lot. 4 or 5 of them don't have to be too big. They'll line up to that. And then I think we're gonna rip that edge off. This edge here that goes up against where the kick panel will be. I don't think we're messing with that. I don't think we're messing with this. So I think I'm gonna slice basically inside this edge and then just follow it up. Then we can line this thing up and kind of make some eyeball guesses and figure out what's gonna end up where.
Okay, are you doing that in there or are you coming out?
I'll probably come out and slice this real quick.
Okay. Let me hold that for you?
And drill a few holes. Rip this edge off, since we're not going to try to tuck under the body over here. Originally, I thought about cutting this lip off as well. Cut the back off also, because this is all good metal. But realistically, if we're replacing the steps, there's no point in having a strip of old metal, since this is coming out also. So I'm gonna go along here, see if I can figure out where the spot welds are. These I think I'm gonna try to drill out rather than grind. So we can take this all out as one piece. No, we don't have to do that. This is gonna be new, this is gonna be new. We can just cut this out. There is a brace here though that we gotta get to, as well as try to leave the front piece. All right. So we are going to go ahead and replace this, but realistically that step comes with the back piece as well. So we can just cut and slice this down here. There is a brace on the inside. So there are some spot welds here we need to get out, as well as I'm not going to replace this piece unless I have to. So I'm going to drill out spot welds here, cut a section out of this, do the thing, see if this fits, weld it in, take a nap,
No nap.
have an adult beverage, sell the truck.
We know that's not happening.
I got this crudely cut out. I think I had this corner where I want it. In theory. Might have got a little wide on my notch there. But everything else seems to line up. I did have to re-drill our holes. I was off a bit. So I think I'm going to line up this corner. Line up here. We're not going to mess with this lip yet until we get to the steps, but I think I'm going to line up this corner, hit this with a wire wheel, put a tack or two here, tack or 2 or 3 in our brace. That'll keep it all in line, and then we're going to have to cut through both pieces along the back, and we put several tacks across there, same thing across the front, and then down this side. Again, this is not a tutorial. This is what I'm doing. This is not my thing, right? So I'm doing the best I can. If you're following along and you make a mistake, don't blame me. Here, take that. Can I have that? The grinder piece. Find a place for the ground for the welder. Probably get one of these door hinges. And then trying to get that welder over here with short leads and get the camera in here. And I gotta fit somehow. Let's see what we can do.
Why don't we put the camera on the other side?
May have to. I think that's where we want it. Let's find out where everything wants to line up. Kinda, but not really. All right. What is happening? Maybe.
It's smoking.
Yep.
You reach the inside.
That's better. Okay. I guess we go for it. All right, I think I'm going to cut a section, put a tack or 2, cut a section, put a tack or 2. I think that's the game plan. We got a little little bit of a gap on this end, unfortunately. Well, okay. I gotta do the same thing across the toe board and down this side. Oh. All right, skipped ahead a little bit. Had a little issue in this corner. The way I cut it, the pan originally, it had a little bit of an angle, so I ended up trying to get in there. I ended up with a little bit of a gap, as well as I couldn't get this corner to come in all the way. I'm not sure what happened. Everything lines up really good along the back, but these don't really line up as well across the front. I'm wondering if, like it was low, the floor was low here, if it's low on the kick pan or the toe board a little bit. So essentially this pan's kind of doing this. It's not the end of the world. I'm not too worried about it. I'll fill this up as best I can, fill that gap, use some filler rod if I need to, whatever. The plan is, after all this metal work is done, the cab's coming off, we're wire wheeling the whole thing, underside anyway. All these welds are getting seam sealed, so we don't get moisture in anyway. Obviously it won't be this video, but down the road, that's the plan. There's some stuff I want to clean up on the firewall and all that stuff, and as well as paint the firewall and underside of the cab. So this is good enough for me, and I do plan on running carpet inside. We'll probably do some kind of a Dynamat or something and see if we can figure out how to make some carpet panels. We're gonna go have some lunch and then weld. We're back. Gonna finish welding this in. The trick is, and this is where I get impatient, you need to do small tack welds all the way around, keep moving around and moving the heat around, give it a chance to cool. I always think, well, I can do, you know, this little 1/2 inch or this 3/4 of an inch or whatever, end up blowing holes. Again, that's where I'm impatient. Try to be patient here. I'm gonna spend the next little bit getting this all in, and then we got to do the driver's side, which is more of the same, to be honest. I'll probably do kind of in between all these, just move around, like I said. Is the gas on?
I did not turn it on yet.
I also need gloves. Where are they? I have a bad habit of not wearing gloves while I'm welding. End up with burns. Not a good time. Somebody that does body work or sheet metal work or whatever for a living could probably do this better. Well, I know they can do it better, but probably have some tricks to do this way faster. Probably wouldn't be welding across the Grand Canyon like I am either. Alright, I'm gonna keep moving around this thing. It's gonna take a while. Well, this is our final product. Went around with the grinder, just knocked the top of the weld down. Nothing crazy. Just took the ridges off a little bit. Turned out pretty good. This side, a little rough because I had kind of a gap to fill, but again, I do plan on putting carpet in this. I'm sure there's little gaps here and there, little pinholes, but again, we're going to seam seal the bottom side of the cab, so that should keep any moisture out. I didn't do all the way around this edge. Because again, we're still going to do these steps. So I'm not sure how that's going to end up exactly yet, as well as here. I didn't drill and plug weld those yet. Went around the edges, outside of the new pan with just this, rust fix stuff. Sprayed over rust, supposed to kill it. I don't know how good it works, but we tried it anyway. And then just some self-edging primer just to go over the bare metal. Also didn't finish the very corner there because I'm not sure how the trans tunnel is going to end up. It obviously doesn't need to be as wide as the original kind of cover, so I'm not sure what's going to happen there, and it's not happening today anyway. I have today only, and back to day job tomorrow, so I'm going to start working on the driver's side. A lot more of the same. I'm not going to record it or time lapse it or anything. I'm just going to get in there and knock it out because I don't have a lot of time. If something comes up, of course I'll update you guys, but I'm just going to get to it. Well, it's about 2 hours later. Got this side all in, pretty much the same job, really. A couple small differences. If you notice, I didn't weld across the very top. First of all, I went shorter than that side. I stayed under the old
column hole and the brake and clutch hole. I'm not sure what I'm going to do there yet. I don't know if I'm just going to fill the holes, if I'm going to make a plate that fits in there, or more than likely I might just cut that section out and put a square in it. We don't need any of that stuff, obviously, so that's probably the route I'll go. So you notice I didn't weld as wide as this stuff is. Also, there was a hole here for the brake master cylinder. Originally was mounted to the frame rail, and cut that out, just put a square in there. Unfortunately, it warped a little bit. It's got a little bit of a dip to it, so we'll have to jack that up or something to straighten her out. All in all, not a bad job. I mean, it's time consuming and a little back breaking, leaning over and grinding and welding and getting up in there and welding at odd angles and stuff, but could be done in the driveway or garage. Pretty simple, I think. Not the prettiest thing ever, but if you're looking for professional and pretty work, you're in the wrong place. We don't do that here.
We do function.
We do function. I mean, we have some nice stuff, but I mean, like this, I could have spent a lot of time grinding and smoothing and made this seamless. I don't care. It's literally going to have carpet over it. So as long as it's sealed up and solid, this is a whole lot better than it was before. The back's got a lot of scale, like rust scale and stuff, but it's still solid. The metal itself is still solid. Unfortunately, we're out of time, though. The stupid day job just gets in a guy's way.
The fact that we have to pay bills.
Yeah. Somebody's got to buy these parts. So yeah, I was really hoping to at least start the transmission tunnel, but we're not going to be able to do that this time. It's going to have to be next time. Try to get the tunnel in with our steps, I guess. So yeah, I think we're going to end this here. Again, if you have any tips and tricks on patina matching paint, it's not something I've been into before. Let me know in the comments below. Excuse me, a really good video you've seen, maybe. Send me the link, email in the description below. As well as your projects. I want to see your projects. I love looking at other people's stuff. It's pretty awesome. Give me ideas. Maybe I can steal a few. Yeah, other than that,
Thanks for hanging out.
thanks for hanging out. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. You guys are awesome as usual. Read all your comments, and 99.9% of them are good and helpful. There's been a couple, but that's all right. I get it. Yeah. I'm tired. Let's go get some dinner.
All right. See y'all next week.
We'll see you guys next time.